A pleasant day, everyone. Welcome again to my channel, Streamlined with Dr. Rudy, where we make management, teaching, learning, and English, people, and values development easier. Before we go into the details of our episode today, which is on strategies for effective online teaching, let me share very briefly a background about myself for the reference of those who are new in our channel. I'm Dr. Rudy Gonzalez. For 18 years, I managed training and development in an international packaged food company in Thailand, where I designed management, English, and people development courses and conducted them through classroom instruction, virtual training, and online learning. Moreover, I have been an educator for 15 years, handling courses on education and English in the high school and college institutions of learning. Now for today's episode. I'm going to share with you the 5 strategies for effective online teaching, my first in the series of virtual learning. My objectives are to help educators, teachers, and students cope with the challenges of online learning. Since managing online discussions is not only time-consuming, but is relatively new to many teachers and students alike. Parents will also learn helpful insights on how to support their children in this new virtual learning environment. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe by pressing the bell icon. Let's now go to our episode proper, the strategies for effective online learning. With the crisis brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the absence of a vaccine to protect educators and students, face-to-face learning is impossible. And online learning has become the safest alternative for the continuity of education with our dear students learning outside the classroom. The learning management systems and the virtual learning environment have become the new normal in education. And to be very effective, our dear teachers cannot just recreate online what they were doing in the classroom. They have to further reinvent themselves to best serve their students' learning needs. Effective strategies for online instruction are very, very important nowadays. Online learning can be synchronous instruction or asynchronous instruction. What are the differences between these two? By synchronous instruction, we mean learning in real time, and the learner and teacher and the classmates interact in a virtual place. It can be by video conference, teleconference, live chat, live streaming lectures, and the like. On the other hand, asynchronous instruction is learning through online channels on the student's preferred time schedule. For this one, the teacher provides learning materials and activities online through reading materials, PowerPoint slides, lecture videos, assignments, and exams. The nature of virtual learning in our country would mainly be asynchronous type of instruction. What are the 5 strategies for effective online teaching? First, be an energetic and engaging online teacher. Secondly, the teacher must make learning objectives and expectations of the lesson very, very clear. Next, the teacher should be creative and provide relevant and appropriate visuals and supplemental resources. Fourth, they should encourage group participation and group work to make learning very effective. And last but not least, teachers should track progress and provide coaching and two-way feedback to best help learners who need support to be able to learn successfully. Let's start with the first one. Be an energetic and engaging online teacher. You see, knowledge and experience help, but these are not enough for effective online teaching. The teacher must speak in a well-projected voice. He should be lively and full of enthusiasm, not speaking in monotone or sounding lethargic, lazy, or tired. We emphasize that in classroom instruction, the more that this is of utmost necessity in online learning. Secondly, the teacher should use visuals and activities that attract attention and encourage participation. It would be very effective to keep the students enjoying and collaborative, because these activities re-energize them and make them inspired to really continue making the best out of the learning we give them. There's a question: will the teachers fully know that their students are fully engaged while learning online? What do you think? Do we have a way to know? For synchronous instruction, the answer is yes. But for asynchronous instruction, it's impossible to tell. We may be teaching, but our students are facing distractions to learning that would harm the effectiveness of the learning process. When our students are learning online, they face the following distractions. Some are sleepy or napping. Some are even surfing the net while we are speaking on the video that we send them. Some students are watching TV and movies, or others are busy using their phones to email or text or chat. Some are busy with video or phone games, or busy with their hobbies that they love to do, or busy with friends, family, and assigned chores at home. This is very important, therefore, to remember that we have to be active and engaging so that our students will evade these distractions that are harmful to the effectiveness of online learning. You see, an energetic and engaging teacher impacts learning in the following ways. First, he should establish a virtual presence from the very beginning. We cannot have a virtual presence if we speak in a lazy tone, if we are not active and making our students sleepy while learning online. This is necessary in order to attract and hold students' attention. Teachers must start actively and in an engaging way to get a hook, to hook students' interest and hold their attention in the whole duration of the lesson. Added to this, he should sustain energy to facilitate activities lively and creatively. We cannot be engaging only in the beginning. We have to be engaging all throughout. We have to be active all throughout in order that we achieve engaged participation that enhances understanding and retention of learning. This will further result to meeting the learner's individual and group needs. Our learners' needs are not similar to all. There are learners who learn fast. There are those who are quite slow. And we have to be engaging and active to achieve all targeted learning and performance goals. Strategy number 2 says to make learning objectives and expectations very clear. Learning objectives meet the different learners' needs. We don't only cater to the needs of the fast learners, nor cater only to the needs of the slow learners. That's why it's very important to connect goals to specific learning content. And not to hide our learning goals. It would be very good to be very clear with expected learning outcomes. We tell students what are the learning goals and help them achieve these goals. That's why it's very important that directions, submission method, deadlines, or word and time limits, if any, and rubrics and scores are very clear every time we give requirements for our students to make. Making learning objectives and expectations very clear also requires that we have to be very specific with instructions. Say, go to this website, click this link, complete this assignment in Excel file, record a 3-minute speech and upload your video. Not only that, we also have to be very clear with the quality of outputs that our students would submit. For example, do they need to cite authors and the websites in the research project that they have made? When we ask them to write a reaction, how many words should the reaction paper be? Parameters of the requirements must be made very clear. Or maybe a colorful collage. How are they going to submit it? How should it be presented? Maybe in PowerPoint slide to be submitted to us. And we move on to strategy number 3. Be creative and provide relevant and appropriate visuals and supplemental resources. Strategies and tools are very, very powerful. They facilitate live participation and interaction. And when the students are live and active in our lessons, even it is online, we provide them more opportunities for creative self-expression. So for example, instead of just saying, write an essay, or instead of saying, answer the questions on page 26 of your textbook, we can ask students to have a music video to appreciate poetry. Or maybe to write a short screenplay showing understanding of key concepts discussed in the lecture. Or maybe have a short online debate or group discussion. Forensics video clip in science in the discussion of the human body and reactions to polls and surveys. Visuals, therefore, must be relevant, appropriate, and support the learning objectives. The challenge is what we do to not continuously use the traditional methods of teaching. Authors always emphasize that the blend of the traditional and the newer collaborative learning tools would greatly help. Classroom instruction is not similar with online learning. In online learning, we have to use newer and collaborative learning tools to make our content more interesting and to facilitate higher engagement with the teacher and the student's engagement with his or her classmates. In terms of appropriate visuals, it is good to use bullet text and limited animation. Too much text is boring. Too much animation is distracting. We have to avoid this. And for the purpose of emphasis, it's good to use colorful annotation tools. We encircle or underline or highlight critical points, keywords, important concepts, definitions as necessary. And adding audio or video to support our contents. These online resources are easily accessible to our students. They can easily use their smartphone, their iPad or tablet. And when we do this, we will have in-depth knowledge and understanding and higher engagement. Students are more active, more interested, more inspired to learn rather than just using the textbook or workbook. Moreover, using charts and infographics for teaching also helps a lot. Students want to stay current. They want to be updated. And because this is the nature of our millennial learners, it's good to provide website links rather than just lecturing to them what are already in the textbook. This slide brings us to strategy number 4, to encourage group participation or group work. Group work seems to be very easy in the classroom, right? And some believe, oh, it's impossible. When it comes to online learning, we cannot have group work. That's more complicated. That's not true. Actually, we need our students to have group work because group work builds a good sense of community. They are members of the community of online learners. And we need them to feel that they are in a supportive learning environment. And in that case, they will have stronger engagement and student-to-student interaction. If we look at this pyramid of average learning retention rates, by just lecturing, retention is 5%. Reading, 10%. Using audiovisuals, 20%. Demonstration, 30%. Discussion groups. Very important to have group works. Group participation, 50%. Practice by doing hands-on activities, 75%. And teaching others is 90%. That's why it's very important to create group games and scenarios. Instead of letting the student work alone, we can ask them to work in groups for problem solving, case study, discussion boards, online whiteboard, chat rooms, Zoom break rooms, use polling group analysis, and the like. Group games and scenarios keep students engaged and interested. Claudia Dornbush of Facilitador.com said that there are actually 4 student interactions while they are learning online. These are interaction with the teacher, with other students, with the online platform, and with the textbook and workbook. These interactions must be done in a good sense of balance to make learning really effective. Interaction with the teacher. So the teacher communicates through a lecture and the students listen, and the students don't just listen and after that no questions whatsoever. They can clarify points, they can ask questions, they can give suggestions and the like. Interaction with the online platform. It can be through Google Classroom, Zoom, Loom, and other online platforms. Very important is interaction with other students to build a good sense of learning community, making our students not feel alone while learning online. And lastly, interaction with textbook and workbook. It would be very awful if teachers will only use interaction with the teacher and interaction with textbook and workbook, that's not online learning. That will not make online learning highly effective. That is why, in this regard, in order to have 90% of learning, especially for our fast learners, it's good to assign leaders to facilitate group activities. Leaders can add the discussion questions and can act as answer moderators. Then consolidate all the answers and submit to the teacher. It makes learning more interesting when students interact with fellow students while they are learning. And don't forget to use motivation tools to build group engagement. Students learn and they are motivated when they are rewarded for their achievements in learning. We cannot motivate them by just giving scores all the time. They want something more playful, something more interesting, something that gives an exciting effect. So we can use certificates, online certificates, or badges of achievement, or group banners, or for lower level classes, maybe group stars to reward them for their good participation. Research will show that online learners who engage with classmates learn more and much faster than learners, even how good they are, who just learn only by themselves. Now we are in the last one, track progress and provide coaching and two-way feedback. The first 2 weeks of online learning are very critical because this is the period where our students develop good learning habits. That's why the teacher must be very clear with the can-dos and don'ts in the first 2 weeks of online learning. Secondly, teachers must be accessible for regular communication. Let us remember that high touch is more important than high tech. And we cannot be effective without two-way communication. We cannot be efficient without taking time to really helping students out with their difficulties while learning online. Being accessible for regular communication, therefore, is necessary so students can clarify anything unclear and ask for guidance from the teacher. Some say learning online is simpler than classroom instruction. That's not correct. Learning online is more complicated. And when it is necessary, the teachers must have two-way communication in the classroom, the more they should double two-way communication in online learning. Teachers should also give timely, improvement-focused feedback and coach for needed improvements. It's not a matter of marking with a red mark the students' outputs. We have to coach them. We have to know what else they should do in order to further improve. That is improvement-focused evaluation of students' outputs. That's why students must be able to communicate with the teacher regularly, and those who shrink away from this important responsibility will fall behind. But in order to do that, teachers must also be open for communication with their students, open for communication with the parents of the younger learners. Then and only then we can make teaching, learning online really effective. Students give much value to timely feedback. Students value on-time, meaningful feedback on scored outputs And the teacher should also monitor who among the students need more help. Our learners are different from one another. Some learners can manage by themselves easily, some learners cannot. And they will not be able to manage without us helping them. And it's good that the teacher should also ask the students direct and honest feedback. They are our clients, they are our customers. And in order to know whether we are really effective, it would be good to ask them, how do you find the lesson? How do you find the strategies, the activities given? Are they effective for you? Are they helpful for you to really learn fast and effectively? And lastly, to use multimedia tools to assess student performance. The old-style paper pencil test, submit an essay, submit this one, answer the book, these are traditional. This can be done once in a while, of course, but multimedia tools are more effective than this. Letting them do a group research, or maybe recording audio. When our students use multimedia tools, they are more excited, they will be more interested, and they will be more engaged. So those are the 5 strategies for effective online teaching. Let's go over them again very briefly. The teacher should be energetic and engaging while teaching online. Secondly, the teacher should make learning objectives and expectations very clear. Third, we teachers should be creative and provide relevant and appropriate visuals and supplemental resources. Next, to encourage group participation and group work. We have to be extra creative how we can do that to make our teaching really effective. And the last, to track progress, monitor progress, and provide coaching and two-way feedback. These, my dear teachers, are the 5 strategies for effective online teaching. This slide shows the references we used for this episode and the videos we used as well. So, what's up next? Our next input is still on the virtual learning series. It is about learning online effectively, tips for students and pupils. These strategies that we discussed are best for application for the intermediate level, high school, senior high school, and the college level. Of course, the level of difficulty can be adjusted based on the learning levels of our students. Thanks for watching my video. I hope that this has strengthened your background on online learning. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and best of all, press the bell button to subscribe and to learn more. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is your online trainer, teacher, and friend, Dr. Rudy, saying, stay safe and healthy, everyone. Goodbye for now, and God bless everyone. Thank you very much.